Hello, high levelers. Rayo Daniel here, and in this video, what I want to do is give you just a real quick, brief overview of some of the high-level website features and how the websites inside Highlevel work. Now, I am a GoHighlevel affiliate. People do sign up to GoHighlevel using my link. I appreciate it. If you're interested in signing up, my link's below. But my point is, I have a lot of people who sign up who are under me, and I try to mentor them and coach them and tutor them on how to use the GoHighlevel platform. And believe it or not, the websites and funnel builders are one of the most commonly confused things that people have questions about. So I figured, why not just create a video, answer a few questions, and hopefully this right here can not necessarily help my affiliates, but can also help other people out there as well. So one of the main things that I get is, where are the GoHighlevel websites hosted? Now, again, I don't want to have to go into the back end of how Highlevel, their back end infrastructure and architecture. Let me just let you know this. Any website that you build inside of Highlevel. Now, keep in mind, Highlevel does support WordPress, but we're not talking about WordPress hosting inside of Highlevel. We're not talking about that in this video. We're just strictly talking about the website builder and even the funnel builder, and I'll go over the difference of that in just a minute. But the website inside of Highlevel is hosted in just sort of Highlevel's backend platform. You don't need to worry about where it is or anything like that. I'm going to show you how you can access the website builder, the website settings, and things like that, because a lot of people come from a website design background. So they're used to handling and logging into different website hosting providers and then having cPanel access or other similar type of access to websites to get them configured and things like that. Highlevel has really done a great job with just streamlining both the website and the funnel building process to use the same builder. So it really simplifies things, so you don't have to learn two different things. Now, I understand if you're out there and you're looking to build websites, each particular, like GoDaddy may have one, Wix may have one, Bluehost or WordPress sites have another one. They all have different interfaces to how you actually build websites. And they also have different elements or components that they could use to build them. So I'm going to go over those a little bit here regarding the websites here in Highlevel as well. But each one of them are typically different. So Highlevel has really done a great job with being able to consolidate their website and their funnel building into what? Now, again, you don't necessarily need another funnel building software. You don't need to go get, ClickFunnels or any of the other funnel building software that you would normally see. You can have all of that feature and functionality built right into Highlevel. So some of the things I do want to sit back and just quickly go over. A lot of people who are starting out in Highlevel, who again are my affiliates, have questions like, what is the difference between a funnel and a website? How do I know when to choose a funnel and when to choose a website? That is an interesting question, and it really is a choice of your preferences. Now, to me, and again, these are my personal opinions, I feel websites are there for information purposes, and you can also use them for the selling process as well when you're talking about a generic process, a generic service that you have. Now, I like funnels also because funnels have a very specific purpose. Typically, when you build a funnel, it's to sell one thing or to sell one main thing and then be able to do things like have upsells and downsells. And again, you can look those terms up. I'm not going to go over those in this video, but you have a very specific purpose of what you're looking to sell when you build a funnel. Okay. With websites, okay, I offer website design services. So when you log into my website, I'm going to sell you website design services. I'm not going to necessarily go very specifically like somebody else who might be, for instance, trying to sell a book. Books are a great way to use for a funnel because you might have hey, I'm trying to sell my book, but that funnel is very specific. It is there just to sell a particular book and then maybe sell like some coaching or something afterwards if people want to. So funnels have a specific purpose, in my opinion, where websites are a little bit more general and a little bit more open to a generic type of service. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit there. Now, what I want to also do is just, again, let you know that any of the funnels or any of the websites inside of Highlevel are hosted all within Highlevel. Now, there are two different ways you can view websites inside of Highlevel. First of all, let me answer another question before I move on. You get unlimited funnels and unlimited websites when you're using the GoHighlevel platform. There's currently no limit on any websites that you would normally have on any of the plans inside of Highlevel. Now, this is not true regarding some of these other people I spoke about earlier, ClickFunnels and things like that. Don't get me wrong, I was a ClickFunnels user back in the day, but they do have limits on how many funnels or websites or whatever you can build in their system. And they even put limits on how many contacts or how many people you can have in your CRM system. It's crazy. That's one of the things I love about Highlevel. One of many things is just there are no limits inside of the Highlevel platform. As many contacts as you want, as many team members, as many users. It's not user-based. It's not website or funnel based. It's completely open. So you do get unlimited funnels and you can have unlimited domains. What does that mean? That means that if your business, if you wanted to have 50 funnels selling 50 different products, you can just have one account that does all of that. You don't need 50 different accounts in order to be able to do that like you do with some other systems. And again, saving you tons of money and then centralizing all of your communication and your funnel building into one specific place. Okay, so right now what I'd like to do is just pop in and just show you real quick the website funnels and just some of the basic things that you can do inside of here. So let's hop over and take a look here. All right, so here we've got one of our accounts, and I'm going to come down on the left-hand side over here. If you take a look, there is an area called Sites. This is where all of the funnels and the websites are inside of Highlevel. So again, up across the top here, we're going to take a look at funnels and websites. You can do e-commerce stores, webinars, blogs. You can do a lot of other things. I'm not going to talk about that in this video. I'm just going to simply try to focus on funnels, websites, and how do you set them up and how do you configure them. So right now, as we see, we have several funnels that are already built. If we come over here and click on websites, we get different websites as well. Now, each of the funnels and websites, I'm going to primarily focus on the websites here because that's what this is regarding GoHighlevel websites. But if you open up a particular website, the design of that website and the design of the funnel are going to be different. Now, I'm going to be focusing on websites, but I do want to show you the design, like how they're different and how you can utilize them, because there are some differences specifically with the websites that make it a little harder to do things when it's not so hard on the funnel side. First of all, let me just go ahead. I'm going to show you a funnel first, and then I'll focus on the websites. So right now, I'm just going to focus on this particular funnel that says book with me. So right now, if you take a look here, notice that we've got just in the main steps, and this is going to be true for websites too. You're going to have these steps. You're going to have stats like how many people viewed your page and things like that, how many sales, security, events that you've got. But the biggest thing I want to show you is just the settings. So again, the settings, I told you about how GoDaddy, and Wix and other people have back-end funnel builders where there's different settings and so forth. This is where Highlevel is. No matter what funnel, no matter what website you go to, you're always going to be able to open it up and go to the settings tab. It's always in the same place, the same location, which makes it very consistent. So here is where you can actually give your funnel or your website a name. You can actually choose the domain here, and I've got several domains added. Again, you get unlimited domains here. You can add that. The domains are actually under the settings area. I'm not going to go into that, but there's a settings domains that you can add a domain to it. And the cool thing about that, real quick, is if you purchase your domain from Highlevel, which you can do, you can directly purchase domains through the Highlevel system now. If you use GoDaddy, if you use Google, or if you use Cloudflare, those four, then adding the domain becomes very easy. Highlevel has built integrations with those four and made it very easy to add and move domains over without you having to go and configure all the stuff in the back end. If you use any other than those four providers, it does make it challenging. You do have to go in and manually add records, and it gets a little bit more complicated. So here we see we're going to just be able to choose a domain. From that domain, we can simply assign a domain to that particular website or funnel, making it very easy to simply choose one from the other. And you can also move. If you actually upgrade a funnel or upgrade your website, you can just simply move that domain from one website to another simply by selecting this list, and you're good. So right now, if some of the other ones, your fave icon, that little icon that you see on the tab of your browser, you can change that. You can change some of the path. This head tracking code, very important. This is where all your Google Analytics goes. And there's also some other information if you ever need to put stuff in the header or body. You don't need to go and add plugins and all this other kinds of stuff like you do with WordPress to make this easier. These things are right here. Highlevel does have something called a website chat widget, which again, we're not going to go into in this video, but just notice that you can create as many of these chat widgets as you want. Different types. There's a live chat and then a regular SMS chat. So you could choose whichever chat widget you want to run on your website. You can just simply select that here. And then this is where if you do have a sales process, you can turn this off and have like live communication and things like that, image optimizations. So you can turn all of these features on here. But the biggest thing I want you to understand about the way the funnel builder works is that here, notice that there are steps. With funnels, you have step 1, step 2, step 3, and you can jump between steps, go back and forth between steps, perfectly legitimate. But some of the things I want to show you is over here to the right. Funnels makes it very easy to add products. So if you're selling a product like a book or service or a lead magnet or something like that, that your people are buying and they're downloading, whatever that is, you can add those products here directly, and it's very easy to access. And then publishing, if you ever want to change the link name, things like that, you can do that here. Now, websites, this is not so easy. A lot of people get confused and they oftentimes have to contact support about this. I've done enough about funnels. I'm going to hop into websites now. So here on the website here, I'm going to go ahead and open up this one right here. Notice that we have a different layout. Before funnels has steps, website has pages, and you can add as many pages as you want. That's perfectly fine. Now, right now, one of the biggest things about this is notice at the interface, notice that we still have at the top stats, sales, security, events, and settings. So if we go to settings, notice that this looks exactly the same as your previous funnel one, because they're supposed to be the same. But what you don't see is the way this is laid out, it makes it very challenging. If you actually want to sell things or do things at a page level, how do you access those particular settings? And it's very interesting. You have to look at these three little dots right here. Okay. If you click on these three dots, what you end up getting, let me see if I can move up here, is you have a settings, clone, products, and delete. This is where, remember that little tab that we had in the funnels where we click on products and we can simply add a product? This is where if you have a website and you want to sell something, if you have an order form on that particular page, you do have to go into products here and actually edit the products here at the page level once you click on these 3 buttons. So this is something that's a little bit different, and sometimes people just don't see that, but that's a very tricky thing to be able to sit back and add products. Or if you want to actually go to the settings, let's take a look. Remember that in the funnels, we could just simply click on the publishing area and choose what publishing path we want. Here, we don't get that. We do have to go to the settings to actually change that page view. And then again, if we click on this, we go to products, we can come into the products area for that particular page. But see, notice how when you do this, it does take you out of the page view, and then you have to go back to get back into your website funnel. It's just the way it's designed. But also, if you wanted to, you can just simply clone a page. So if you have a page that looks really good, then you can clone it, duplicate it without having to rebuild it, or simply delete it. So these are some of the basic things that you can do inside of websites. And again, if you want to sit back and add a page, you can just simply add a page from here. One of the cool things is that if you are coming from ClickFunnels, which I mentioned earlier, you can import those pages. Even the ClickFunnels 2.0, it's still in beta, but you can import anything from ClickFunnels 1 and ClickFunnels 2, those pages directly into Highlevel without having to rebuild it, which makes it huge. Because I know when I went from ClickFunnels over to Highlevel, I had a lot of stuff that I had to move over, and this import made it so much easier. Now, I'm going to let you know this, at least at the time, this was several years ago. They probably got it better. There were some things I did have to go in and change and update on the page, but the basic outline of the page was there. So that was very good. Now, again, here for settings, let's go ahead and look at the page here. But one of the things I do want to show you is this little icon right here. So one of the things is you don't have to have your website live, meaning you don't have to have it connected to a domain in order for you to be able to view and look at a page. You can simply choose any of the pages that you want here. And whether it be, let's just say about us, you can click on this and it will open up and let you preview it. Again, Highlevel will generate a sort of an internal link. Now I actually have a domain tied to this, so yeah, it's not really fair. But if I didn't have a domain, it would open a preview link that allows you to sit back and have full access to the site. So I can click on pricing and go look at that particular page. It's not linked right now, but I can go and use any of the stuff, link between the website, test it all out before I actually make it go live. Now, I'm going to quickly just go over the editor here. If we take a look here, and again, this is the same editor that's both in the funnels and in the website. So the page builder itself, again, the website and funnel, the page builder for each one of those are the same. You're going to get the exact same interface. And if we take a look here, you notice you're going to get a lot of buttons across the top. So here's where you're going to be able to add elements. Now, remember I told you that within each website builder, whether it be GoDaddy, Wix, WordPress, whatever, there are certain elements that you get. Now with WordPress is a little bit more extensive because you can add plugins and extend some of these element functionality. But again, with Highlevel, these are the elements that you get to work with. Headlines, sub-headlines. You just notice, I'm going to blow this up a little bit, that this is extensive. You can build quite an impressive website using these. Again, you get built-in video, image sliders, custom code, calendars, progress bars, and even, of course, your one-step and two-step order forms and order confirmation. So you've got a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of actually pre-built things that you can come over here. So these pre-built sections, these are very nice because if you ever utilize these to, I'm not sure what's going on here. Yeah, hit refresh. Sorry, just had to hit refresh real quick. But if you ever want to come in these pre-built sections, so this is things about welcome. If you want to build like a team section, you don't have to build these things out. Highlevel has a lot of these that you can just drag and drop right onto the page out here. And oops, that's not good. That's not a great demo of it, but I shouldn't do that. But anyway, this is the, let me get back into the editor here. All the elements are simply here on the particular page, and all of these elements that you see actually in orange, it's a good time to explain the color coding here. Right now, here's the hierarchy inside of the page builder. You have the section, which if you come up here to the section, typically that's going to be in the green. Here, if I can find one here, I only have global sections here. This right here is a section. Unfortunately, it's a global section, so the color is different, but you have a section. Then from the section, you have a row. From the row, you have columns. Inside of your columns, you have the orange elements. So that's the hierarchy here. And if you take a look here, all of these blue things just implement a row. Purple are your columns, and then your orange are your actual individual elements that you can change. Now, each one of these things, if you click on it here, does have over here to the right, do have settings that you can go in and adjust for each one of these. So the right side has all the settings. And again, I'm just going to go over this quickly. I'm not going to explain each one of them. But if you ever need to access different components of the page, you can just simply look at layers and look at all of the components and access them directly. You can actually look at all your pages that you see inside of your website, click on a particular page and access that page directly without having to go back and to the page area and go back in. You can have any kind of tracking code. So here, if you do want your things like your Google Analytics, things like that, you can put that in here, but you can also put it in the settings that we saw before. So this right here is custom CSS code. If you want to change your fonts, your sizes that are default, you can do that here. Your background, let me try to blow this up a little bit. If you want to change the background color or something like that, or you can have a video background, you can do that here. Pop-up settings, so pop-ups are allowed. Keep in mind that you're allowed one pop-up per website. That's one of the things about this. You can't do multiple pop-ups. Whatever button or link that you actually call the pop-up, then there's only one pop-up that you have. And again, if you take a look at it, it's very similar in design to the page builder. You simply have to add a row, then add elements and things like that to it. So it's very similar. If you know the page builder, the pop-up builder is not a problem. Now, a lot of people also don't understand that Highlevel also has an SEO component built into the right here. So if you click on this, it has all of your keywords, your metadata. You can put in your social icon. You can put in all those things inside of the system that you want inside of here. So not sure what's going on here, but just expanding this back out here, we've got any kind of custom codes and even cookie consent. So right now for websites having cookie consent, remember you go to a website, do you accept all cookies, no cookies, things like that. If you click on that, this right here allows you to have that kind of cookie consent in the particular banner as well to just make your website more compliant. So that right there is really, I just want to give a quick overview of it, just to let you know this is what you can do with websites, how the websites are hosted, how funnels and websites are a little bit different. And hopefully this few-minute video is enough to answer enough questions to really get you going and get you start using the website builder. Guys, thanks so much for visiting me. If you learned a few things in this thing, hit the like button, leave me a comment. I always do appreciate it. If you have not subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button. I do appreciate your support. And high levelers, you have a great day. Bye-bye.